Hello, welcome to CKE 10,001's gaming channel. In this video, we'll be looking at my deck profile for Soundless Voice, English profile. This deck build runs 19 level 0s, 11 level 1s, 5 level 2s, 7 level 3s, and 8 climax cards. The first card we're going to take a look at is Hatsune Miku School. It has one auto effect. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can discard a card and pay one stock. If you do, search your deck for up to one music character, reveal it to your opponent, put it in your hand, and shuffle your deck. So it's just an on-play tutor for anyone in the deck, since everyone has the music trait. And then I'm running, and it's at 3 copies. And then I'm running Mako Long Perio at 3 copies. This has one auto effect as well, which is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can pay one, pitch a card. If you do, choose a music character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. And then I'm running 4 copies of Kagemine Len Bad Boy. 2 effects. First is during your opponent's turn, all your other music character gets 500 power. Second effect is when another of your character is put into a waiting room from stage. If this card is on the backstage, you can put this card into the waiting room. If you do, return that character to its original stage position as rest. So it brings the other character back to life. Then I'm running 4 copies of Kagemine Len Polar Bear in Love. It has one continuous effect. If the number of cards in your stock is 2 or less, this card gets +1 level and +1000 power. And that's at 4 copies. And I'm running at 1 copy Kagemine Rin Faker. It has one continuous effect. If the number of other characters you have is 1 or less, this card gets +1 level and 1000 power. And then I'm running 4 copies of the Miku Brainstormer. Let me try to focus in on that a bit. Never Ending Song Hatsune Miku has 2 activate effects. The first is pay 1, draw a card, choose a card in your hand, put it in your waiting room. Second is activate Brainstorm, pay 1, rest this card. Reveal 4 cards from top of your deck, put them in your waiting room. For each climax reveal, draw up to 1 card. So it's a draw Brainstormer. And then I'm running 3 copies of the Miku level 1. It has 2 wherever you may be Hatsune Miku has 2 effects. The first is continuous assist. All your music characters in front of this card gets +1 level and 500 power. The second is activate, rest 2 of your characters. Look at the top card of your deck, put it on top or bottom of your deck. And then I'm running 4 copies of Kagemine Rin Soliel. When a card named Soundless Voice is placed on a climax area, you can put this card into your memory. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 card named Kagemine Len Seal and put it on the stage position that this card was on, shuffle your deck. And when this card, the second effect is auto, when this card becomes reversed in battle, you can pay 1. If you do, put this card in memory. And I'm running 4 copies of Kagemine Len Seal, 2 effects. First, continuous memory. If a card named Kagemine Rin Soliel is in your memory, this card gets 2000 power. Second, auto memory. When this card attacks, if a card named Soundless Voice is in the climax area and a card named Kagemine Rin Soliel is in your memory, this card gets 3000 power until your opponent's turn. So the ideal field is to have 3 of these on the board. Play your climax, change into 3 lens through Soundless Voice. Then it'll get power and have at least 1 of each of these, the 1 assist Miku and the Bad Boy in the back. On your opponent's turn, these lens end up being 11k or 11.5k. So those are really big ones for your opponent to go over. So, and they can't use the reverser either because the Miku gives it 1 level. So, and if they somehow do kill it, you got the Bad Boy to resurrect them for next turn to play again. And then I'm running 2 event cards, Colorful Melody. It's a 2-1 event. Choose one of your music characters that's standing, rest it. If you do, search your deck for up to 2 music characters, reveal them to your opponent, put them into your hand, choose a card in your hand, put it into the waiting room, shuffle your deck, put this card into your memory. And for this deck build, I don't really care for the second continuous memory effect. I don't really use it in this deck build. Don't really use it for the color effect, just use it for the double tutor discard. And then I'm running 3 copies of the Len backup. When you use this card's backup, if you can pay the cost, which is pay 2 stock. If you do, return all cards in your waiting room back to your deck and shuffle. So this just prevents the refresh point damage. Then I'm running 3 copies of Kaito version 3. I'm running 3 copies. First effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand or by change, you heal 1. Second effect is when this card attacks, you can pay 1, discard a card. If you do, choose one of your music characters, and that character gets 3500 power until the end of the opponent's next turn. And then I'm running 4 copies of Kagemine Rin Original F2nd. It has 3 effects. The first effect is if the number of other music characters you have is 3 or more, this gets 1000 power. Second effect is this ability activates once per turn. During the turn that this card is placed on stage from hand, when its damage dealt by this card is cancelled, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent. The third effect is a climax combo. I don't really use it for this deck build. I only use it for the first 2 effects, for power and deal 1. And then the last 8 cards of the deck are the climax cards for the deck. The main climax is, of course, Soundless Voice, 4 copies. And then the other 4 climaxes are kind of the climax retrieval climax. But your main focus is the Soundless Voice combo. And then the climax salvages I'm running are 3 copies of Cantarella Grace Edition, and then 1 copy of the promo card. But as long as it's a climax salvage climax, it's fine, because you just want to kind of spam that level 1 combo. So next up is the Japanese deck profile for my Soundless Voice deck build. I added Project Diva X cards to make the deck more consistent and have a better finisher. I actually took out the Draw Brainstormer that was originally there. This the Miku Draw Brainstormer for the new Kagemine Len Underhanded Yellow Brainstormer. So instead of the Draw Brainstormer, now we have a pay 1, rest this card, and then search your deck for a music character Brainstormer. It has 2 effects. The first effect is all your other characters underhanded in this card name get hand encore, but we don't run that in that effect. We only use it for the second effect. And then the other cards I took out are the level 3s, and I added in these new level 3s. So in total, I took out 11 cards and I added 11 cards. So these are the new level 3s from Project Diva X, Kagemine Rin Lyrical Star and Kagemine Len Radical Star. Rin has 3 effects. The first is during your turn, if you have another music character, this card gets 3000 power. Second effect is once a card is placed on stage from hand, you can heal 1. Third is auto encore, discard a yellow card from hand. And then Len has 1 effect. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can discard a yellow card. If you do, choose one of your other characters named Kagemine Rin Lyrical Star and this card, and they gain the following ability until end of turn. This ability activates once per turn. When the damage dealt by this card is cancelled, you will deal 1 damage to your opponent. And that Len has a 3 soul base note. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Check encoredex.com and the link in the description below to see the deck profiles for both of these decks.